last thing is that an issue that I like to talk about that the others don't talk about at all, but I think they're huge and significant. The first, and it's a pairing of issues. The first is payroll taxes. Payroll or FICA taxes impose a 15.3% tax on every dollar you earn, no exemptions, no deductions. It's FICA, sometimes called the FICA tax. It finances Social Security and Medicare. Again, income taxes get all the publicity, but 80% of wage earners lose more to FICA than they do to income taxes. And again, it goes back to this no exemptions, no deductions. So if you earn, say, $40,000 a year and you have a family of 4, you don't pay any income taxes because you've got deductions and exemptions so that you have no taxable income, or you have tax credits so that you have no tax at the end of the day. But if you have $40,000 in income, you're going to lose more than $6,000 to payroll taxes. If you're at the poverty line even, you're certainly not going to pay any federal income taxes, but you're going to lose more than $3,000 to payroll taxes. So again, this is a tremendous economic justice issue. If we want to help the working poor, the first thing is quit taking their money, quit taking so much of their money. People are working that hard to get by. Cutting their payroll taxes would be an important piece of that. Flip side of that coin is, what is it financing? It's financing Social Security, and the other two might talk about that a bit, but they're not going to be excited to talk about it. Social Security is well known, has trouble with demographics. The baby boomers will retire, and then there's more and more trouble. There can be some incremental reforms there that might help things, but general consensus there is that the numbers don't work, and that the retirement of the baby boomers is going to threaten the solvency of Social Security. We hear that quite often, and that's a very legitimate point. There's two other points I like to emphasize. One is it's not an asset. It's not something you earn. So you could work your whole life, and if you and your spouse die when you're 62, you will have put aside all that money we were just talking about, and you won't see a red dime of that. None of that will be passed on to your children, and it's not a part of your estate at all. The other piece of it is that it has a 1.2% rate of return on it on average. And so I'm blessed to have a wonderful job, and I've got a nest egg that's nice, and Social Security is an annoying piece of that nest egg. The fact that the government's taken all this money from me for all these years and is going to dribble it back to me on an average of 1.2% rate of return, I don't like that as a part of my portfolio. But it's not going to alter my life. It's not going to change the way I live my life today or in retirement. It's an annoyance, that's it. But again, go back to working poor middle class. That is their nest egg, or at least most of it. And so the government has taken their money all these years, and then for that has said, okay, we're going to give it back to you at this 1% rate of return. And so it's an economic justice issue. It's not appropriate to take all that money from people and then dribble it back to them with this 1% rate of return. And then on top of that, African Americans actually earn a negative rate of return from Social Security. They put more into it than they get out of it because their lifespans on average are shorter. So again, a terrific economic justice issue that a group of people, typically supposedly represented by Democrats, are actually messed over tremendously by this program. And yet the party of the working class, supposedly the party of the people, the party of the middle class, fails to step up as it does so many other times. And really deal with those interests. At the end of the day, the Democrats are much more interested in special interest groups than economic justice issues that I'm trying to emphasize in this campaign. So, I end my prepared remarks there. Any questions?